mouse trapping and mass trapping with using a lot of traps really is what mass trapping is all about, versus using a couple of bait stations inside of a home. So we always start our programs with mass trapping. And what I mean by that is a lot of traps set inside of somebody's house, wherever we're able to set them safely and effectively, with children and pets in mind. So the idea is to catch as many of them as we possibly can, as quickly as we possibly can, and get rid of the problem as quickly as we can. Other companies, a lot of times they come out and they just put some bait stations in the house. It's one visit. It's less expensive in a lot of cases than ours is, because it's only one visit, but you're not getting the problem solved because there is no follow-up. You're not coming out and you're not finding those traps that are going off in the basement, and there's not really a whole lot of activity anywhere else. So you're adding more traps in those areas where they're most active. You may move traps around to catch them faster. You may find out from that continued service on a weekly basis for a few weeks that the main source of the problem is actually coming from over here. Without doing all of those things, and without customizing the program based on how the house is set up and how it's constructed, you're not really going to solve the problem as quickly as you can. So I know a lot of companies out there, if you call them up, they're going to say, oh yeah, we're going to put a bait station under your stove, we're going to put one under your sink, we're going to put one under the dishwasher, we're going to put one in the basement, we're going to put one in the attic. And that's what they train their techs to do. That may work for some people, but for a lot of people it just doesn't. So you have to inspect, you have to use your flashlight, you have to customize the program based on where the rodents are active inside the house. And you have to set your traps in those areas and get rid of the population as quickly as you can. It doesn't mean that bait stations don't have their value. After we're done trapping and getting rid of the population as quickly as you can, then we will use bait stations in order to make sure that if anything still gets in because the house hasn't been sealed, even though we recommend that the customer seals it, maybe they haven't done it. So bait stations at that point are of value because the bait will last for a long period of time in case something gets back in the house again. Or let's say that the mice stored food somewhere and it took them a month to get through that acorn cache that they had, or the dog food that they've stored behind a wall somewhere, and now they're looking for food once they've eaten all of that. Well, if the traps are gone, then you haven't really left anything to